Welcome to another episode of the City Boys Show. I'm Javier. This is Danny.
What is up?
Copa America, Colombia, 5-0 or was it 6? I don't even know. I lost track of how many goals they were scoring.
I actually stopped watching after 4-0. I was like, all right, it's over. I've been watching too much soccer. And then they score again.
Yo, bro, they just dominating. But this just makes me think, yo, USA is trash, bro.
That's what I was thinking. I just don't know, man. Like, we were down a man, though, right? So it was 11 against 10 because Tim Way got the red card.
Yeah, for Panama.
But I think Colombia is considered like maybe the
in the
team
club
to win
rankings. Yeah, they're a lot higher than the U.S.
No. I think Colombia's ranked under. But I'm just saying.
No way.
I think so, bro. Remember Colombia didn't make it to the World Cup last time. So I think that hurt their ranking.
Yeah, they haven't lost in like 26 games or something. So.
Well, what I'm saying is I don't think Colombia's ranked very high. But they have turned it on, bro. James is a brand new person. And you know who's my guy?
Who?
Richard Rios.
Yo, he's a stud, bro.
He's a stud. I hear he's playing in Brazil right now.
Yeah.
That man is going to Europe ASAP. You know, it's just like how James was. Nobody knew who James was until he dominated that World Cup. I think Richard Rios will not be playing in South America for very long. I think you're right.
U.S. is ranked 11th and Colombia is ranked 12th. But Morocco's ranked 12th. How does this ranking work? I probably Googled the worst ranking system ever. The most illegitimate ranking system. But yeah, they dominated. But yo, James, you gotta think he's not even really playing for his home club right now. Like the team that I forgot the team that has him. He might be in Brazil too, but he's really not getting any playing time. But this is what always happens. He has a great international game, games, and then he gets a big contract, and then he sucks for the team again, and they don't want to play with him again.
My man needs to bring that therapist with him. Or maybe he just sucks for a club and he comes to NYCFC. I'll pick up in a heartbeat, bro. I want that man in our team so badly.
Do you think Colombia has a shot against Uruguay?
I think if we beat Uruguay, we win the whole thing. Because I think we'll beat Argentina. I think Uruguay's going to be the biggest game for us. I think we could beat them, though.
You don't even...
I don't want it to go to penalty kicks, though. I'm done with penalty kicks.
Bro, their goalkeeper is ridiculous for Argentina. There's no way we win if it goes to penalty kicks.
That's what I'm saying. We got to win this game outright.
Yo, did you find it weird? I don't know if you watched, but they played... they went straight to penalty kicks after... 90 minutes.
That's whack.
Yo, we always do some MLS shit out here. We're like tournaments here, MLS CONCACAF time, baby. Let's do some weird shit.
You know what? They was like, we only rented the stadium for 2 hours. We don't got the money to afford an extra 60 minutes.
You know they ain't about that. They want people to go home. Those workers are like, I hate all these Spanish people. Yo, TikTok got me, bro. I bought a Colombia shirt.
Yo, bro, I wanted that Colombia shirt too.
No, but there's like a real one that's like James. This is the fake one that some guy sold me for $10, but it was worth it, bro.
That's the most bootleg looking James I've ever seen.
No, that's not. This is James.
That's what I'm saying. I don't look like James.
That looks like James.
That looks like James if he had an allergic reaction, bro.
That's hilarious. All right, what do we got? There's been a lot of. I feel like I don't even know where to start. I feel like there's just been so many games, so much soccer being played. I don't know what game happened when. I don't know what I'm watching anymore. It's just crazy.
I know. We talked to this guy about it, Brad Sims, and the more I see it, the more I'm like, we got to be on the European schedule, man. It's so hard to even watch MLS games when you got Copa America and the Euros, and you're going to have the World Cup, and then you're playing some MLS games. Sometimes you're like, I don't even got time for MLS games right now. And that's a squad. So I hope they change the schedule, man. I think it'd be cool to be on that European schedule.
It's never gonna
and then
happen,
you don't lose coaches midway through the season.
Bro, it's never going to happen. Oh, half of our teams playing NFL stadiums. It won't happen, bro.
And what does that mean?
They're not going to let a soccer team play on a Saturday when they have a game Sunday.
Why not?
It's not happening, bro.
I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen, bro.
All right.
We're not even going to talk about the U.S. men's national team. Bokalter, is he out? You want him out?
I guess so.
What do you mean you guess so? You don't even sound that excited. You think he should stay?
I think he does stay, but yes, I think he's out. But I think the player, there's got to be some fault to these players too, bro. Like so many mistakes. Like how do you not get out of the group stage? It's just, it's so terrible, bro.
But bro, these guys are talented players, right? I think that was the whole appeal, was that like most of these players play in Europe, but they don't get a lot of playing time. That was something that was interesting. Like these guys are on European teams, but they're not getting a lot of playing time, so are they rusty? But I think we've been out coached in these games. And that 1-1 thing that's become a famous meme.
Oh yeah.
That was bad.
I actually want to talk about this. I would have done the same thing. I want my players to know so the reason I want my players to know it's a 1-1 game. Let's say it's late in the game, it's still tied. Instead of taking a shot, don't you want them to hold the ball? Because then if you it's like when you're up 1-0 in a game.
Yeah.
You're not going to take a shot. You're going to go to the far post and you're going to hold the ball and make the defender come for you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they play the same way? That's like the most logical thing.
Bro, it's the 64th minute though. Is that you play your game on the 64th minute. And I'd like to point out, I'm here trying to play some soccer. My coach is yelling at me. The score is 1-1. I'm a little distracted now. Maybe I take a little step back.
What?
Literally, they scored a minute later. They scored a minute later,
but
homie.
what I'm saying is, the players did have to know.
Yeah, they'd have to know at that moment. And you don't have to go yelling at it.
Now in hindsight, oh yeah, they shouldn't have known that moment. When did you want them to know?
Maybe when game stopping, he's literally stops coaching so he could tell him the score.
I don't think it's as big of a deal as everybody's making it.
It was a scrub move. And
nobody would have cared about it if they won or they made it to the next stage.
I just feel like you play your game. And then maybe at the end you decide differently. But you should have a strategy for 90 minutes to win the game, not to be okay with the draw.
You are facing a very tough Uruguay team. It's not an easy team to beat. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. You want to play for the draw.
Bo Culture's a scrub. I want him out. I want Klopp.
Let's get into some NYCFC.
Although I heard rumors today that we might get the LAFC coach.
That'd be trash.
I know. I want Jordan.
The
Klopp
bar is
so
set
bad.
too low.
I know.
I think LAFC. Well, I mean, he's done a good job.
He has done a good job, but they also got like squad over there.
Yeah,
like, is that
exactly.
good coaching
They're
or good
willing
squad?
to dish out money for their players.
Yeah.
Let's get into Montreal.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't record after Montreal, but we won.
We won
2-0.
2-0.
Alonso Martinez, 2 goals.
He's the guy.
Deadly goals.
He
is the striker.
There's nobody else.
Both assists from Hans Wolf, which were fire.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the sad thing was that Maxi started the game 10 minutes in, out of the game. Had a muscle injury.
Should Maxi be starting? I think we're rushing. Nick Cushion is rushing this, and I don't understand why. Santi is, and then the thing that bothered me is Santi played with him at the same time. Why?
I agree.
Granted, I will say those first 10 minutes when they were on the field together, it was flowing. And Santi was having an unbelievable game. Do you credit that to Maxi? Not really, but still, I don't get why these guys are on the same pitch at the same time.
I agree. I mean, we saw the game before, which we didn't do a podcast on, but the game before that, or just recently, we were talking about how Santi struggles when he's not playing the 10. When he's playing the right wing, I feel like it's a very different game. Actually, we did talk about this last episode.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
And I think, honestly, I don't know what you're talking about. I think when the game before this, when we were playing Yankee Stadium, when we lost Malachi Jones, Maxi was not starting. And I thought Santi played really well in that 10 position. Maybe he did start that game. Point is, I don't like Santi on the right. I think Santi doesn't like Santi on the right. He keeps pushing himself to the middle. He had an unbelievable game. I think Santi played better when Maxi came out of the game and Santi was playing that 10 position. So I don't know. You've put so much work into this guy. You've made him the 10. What is this that you're doing now where you're trying to play both of them? I agree with you. And I think it's so funny that he is I know Maxi, Cushing says, I know Maxi's healthy, but we can't rush him into this. And he's starting him consistently.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
And I know we talked to Maxi Morales after the Montreal Impact game, and he's like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'll be back. But, it's still the whole idea of it. Come on, man.
Yes.
And Risa got injured that game too. in the Montreal Impact game.
He did.
had
He
to
rolled his ankle and
Yeah.
he had to leave. But Tani was good that game.
leave. Yeah, he was good that
He
game.
was good that game. That didn't transfer over to the next game, but he was good that game.
Is there anything
He held
else?
it down.
Is there anything about the Impact game that was interesting or?
Well, I think Freese, once again, saving us. But then we talked to Freese after that game.
Yes.
And that day we learned, or maybe the day before, that he didn't make the All-Star team. And you asked him, I think it was you who asked him, or maybe Trey, I'm not sure, about how he felt about being snubbed from the All-Star team. And I really liked his answer. You want to explain his answer there?
Yeah, he said the All-Star game's more of a business decision than a soccer mind decision. You know what I mean? It's not about the game, it's about the money, basically, what he was implying. And it's true, when you look at Hugo Lloris, you look at his stats as a goalkeeper, nothing special, but you look at his name and his pedigree, he played for Tottenham back in the day. Like, that's why he's on this All-Star team. It's nothing to do with his talent. And I'm sure he's a talented player, but his numbers aren't showing that. He hasn't been in the league long enough. So it is a business decision. It's all about a money grab, really.
Which I think is ridiculous. And I understand that there's like they use player voting, and maybe there's bigger fan bases with Miami and LAFC and some of these other teams. But like, you got to consider, like, it takes away from it when you don't have players that you know are statistically having great seasons and you don't put them in the team. I think it kind of hurts the All-Star game.
Yeah, and I think at this point, you just have a West and an East. I get we're gonna play Liga MX, but like at that point, you're snubbing so many of these great players.
Yes, agreed.
To have Liga MX, and it's all about the money, right? You
Yes.
just want Mexican fans to come to see the game.
Also, we got Leagues Cup now, man. Do you also gotta go
That's
and
true.
give
Like,
them that?
we're already doing something with that.
Yes.
Okay, you're drawing in that fan base that you care so much about just because of their money. Let's be honest, because it's actually packing arenas.
Yes.
But yeah, it's stupid, man.
I agree. And Stuver, who we just played against Austin, and our boy Freeze, statistically,
We're the
are
top.
the top two goalkeepers, and neither of them made it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it sucks, and it sucks that happened to Freeze. And I mean, we didn't even say this, but Thiago Martin's got All-Star, so that was like a props to him. But Freeze should have been there too. And I actually talked to Thiago Martins. He was like, "Yeah, you know, I mean, he should have been part of it as well."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it sucks. But I'm happy for Thiago Martins. He deserves it.
He does deserve it. He's been really solid for us this season.
And you know what's the interesting thing? It's like coaches pick. Wilfred Nancy gets to choose a lot of these players, and there's so many Columbus Crew players. I mean, granted, they're a great team, but it's just the All-Star voting shit is all fucked up, bro.
They gotta switch that up.
And one thing that we saw in the Montreal Impact, no Talles Magno on the bench.
No Talles Magno. And a
this is
couple things here.
Yeah, this is coming off of a game where we saw Malachi Jones basically probably going to be injured for the rest of the season. So if there was ever a time to have Talles Magno in the game, it was probably that Montreal game, right? Or on the bench at least.
At least on the bench. That's what I was going to say. He didn't even make the squad, the match day squad. So it wasn't even a substitution. Was at the game, was not injured.
And so after the game, you talked to Nick Cushing.
There were rumors about him being transferred to Brazil. There was negotiations to a Brazilian team. And I asked them, hey, Malachi Jones is out. We expected him to at least be on the squad. Why didn't he even make the squad? And actually, my question was, will we ever see Talles Magno on the pitch for NYCFC?
Yeah.
And he said yes. He said yes. And he said the reason he didn't make it to that game was because O'Toole needed rest, so he had to put McFarlane in the squad, and he was going to play McFarlane at some point. He did not play McFarlane, and that sounds a little BS to me.
Yeah, but so we can go two directions. We have somebody close in Talles Magno camp that we can go that direction, or we go to Austin FC and mention that.
I think let's go to what we heard.
Okay, go.
So we did not hear this directly from Talles Magno. We heard this from someone in Talles Magno's camp, and a little breakdown of what we heard was that in December, Talles Magno asked to be traded from the team. Say, I don't want to play for this team anymore. I don't love the coach.
Well,
I
don't
want to
know.
leave. He did say that.
Okay.
And-
Not from Talles Magno.
We did not hear that from Talles Magno. We heard it from his camp.
Yes.
That he didn't want to be on the team anymore. They started putting some offers out there. They got an offer from a team in Europe, in Italy.
Italy.
And I think that was news at the time.
Yeah.
That they were asking for 15 mil. They offered 15 mil. Then they asked for more money. They asked for 16. They all matched 16. They offered 17, up to 17. And then they offered a little more than 17. My guess is 17.5. He didn't say. He just said a little more than 17. And at that point, negotiations ended. And we did talk to Trey about that, and he says, I think it's because it was a loan with the offer to buy at 17 mil, not a straight buy. So not sure what happened there, but that was what happened when Talles Magno requested a trade in December-ish.
Mm-hmm.
What Talles Magno's camp thinks is that they were unhappy that he requested that. And what we learned was that Talles Magno is only 2 games away from hitting the Century Club. So he has 98 appearances, 100 appearances. His name's on the plaque. His name's at Orange County.
Oof.
He gets the 100 jersey.
Yeah, so he gets the James Sands, he gets the Santi Rodriguez plaque onto the practice facility. And you're saying they're being petty about it.
The conspiracy theory by Talles Magno's camp, and now we're saying it, is that they don't want him to be on the 100th club. And they're keeping him out of games. And it feels like that, not seeing him start in the past 2 games.
I think it's a twofold answer there, right? Yes, they don't want him the pettiness in them don't want him to have the plaque. The second part of it is that, hey, this guy, we need to make sure his value's there because we're going to offload him soon. Let's not have him play anywhere just in case he gets injured or something along those lines, right?
Yes.
That's where I think it's a twofold answer. I think the pettiness, yes, they don't want him to have his plaque. F you, bro. And then the other fold is they're being very conservative with him because they know he's going soon. Whether they get, but there's rumors that he's going to Brazil. And
yes.
That's what Talles Magno's camp basically told us, was like, hey, look, most likely we're going to Brazil if there's going to be an offer on the plate.
And he would rather be in Brazil than play for this team because he's not happy here.
Well, he's getting no playing time.
Because he's getting no playing time.
Get closer to your mic.
I'm here.
No, because then you complain about your day.
And also, I thought what was interesting was, nope, can't remember. There was something you said that I wanted to mention. Oh, 2 things. Talles Magno mentioned, I've been the best player in practice, so I don't get why I'm not getting time. So I feel like that reinforces it. And I don't know if you noticed, but when we lost against Austin, a day later, Talles Magno had a video of him in practice.
Hey.
Killing it, and he posted it the next day.
Yo, you know he went to the NYCFC social media. Give me all the clips right now. I got my team editing.
Did you see it?
Tag Nick Cushing.
Bro, it looked like a security recording.
Oh,
it was
seriously? I didn't see the
over
footage.
the top. It was very far away.
Yo,
it wasn't
did he set up a little spy cam, bro, in the facility?
A little ring camera.
This is crazy.
Bro. I don't think we're going to see Talles Magno, unless something crazy happens, hit the 100 club. And I think that's a little intentional. That's our hot tea.
I think it's fair. And I think that leads us straight into this Austin FC game because there were some questionable subs when Talles Magno was finally on the bench. And to be honest, I'm not even going to get into it. I'm getting a little too spicy now.
No. We should talk about it because we go into this game, okay. If you notice, the lineup was we played Keaton. So we played like a 3-3-2 kind of thing, right? No.
A 4-3-3.
A 4-3-3, right? But so we had Park, Sands, and Pereira out. And really, Pereira was playing like a left wing. So we had no left wing. And the left wing was Pereira, right? We have no Ojeda. We had Santi playing the middle. We had Alonso Martinez on the right. And we had Alonso Martinez a striker. And we had Wolf on the right.
Yeah.
So our left side was O'Toole and Pereira. So Pereira was pretty much acting as like a defensive midfielder, but also the left wing. You telling me Talles Magno couldn't find an opportunity to make that squad?
Yeah,
That's insane.
It's strange, but I mean, technically he shut you up really early because Pereira scores a very early goal in the 5th minute
by the most beautiful cross I've ever seen by Tavon Gray. Let's talk about that for 1 second. Well, we're changing topics. Point is, Talles Magno I thought could have gotten play.
Well,
I felt like you said you were going to say something about Talles Magno not playing there either. Just so you know, a recap because we got way out of hand here. We lost 1-2 against Austin FC.
Wait, we're still going to talk about the game.
No, I know, but I just for people who didn't watch it and we're just jumping right into it.
Yeah.
We lost 1-2.
No, we could get into the second half and with the subs and how there definitely should have been a spot for Talles Magno. Not even Talles Magno, but like you have these wingers that just feels weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that there you have a stacked amount of wingers, but yet you have people out of position who don't play winging like Andres Pereira, right?
Yes.
So it was just strange. So yes, 5th minute we score. Beautiful pass from Tavon Gray. Tavon Gray doing Tavon Gray things right now.
Unbelievable. Hopefully that injury is not long term.
But like you said, injury 12th minute he gets subbed out. Micha comes in, and yeah, it's unfortunate. Then later on, I still thought we were doing really well that first half. I felt like we were in control. We were the better team. I thought we had the more dangerous chances. And, I mean, our XG kind of backed that up, too. Overall, we had an expected goal of 2.30 to their 1.17. At one point early on that game, we had like 70 possession to their 30, but we ended the game 54-46. So I thought we were the more dangerous team in that first half, like the first 22 minutes, and then they started to pick it up against us. And then at the end, we just lost sight of it. Like that's one where like you can't give away that last minute goal to Zardes. It's just like we were so close to that half, and I feel like the game would have been different if we didn't allow a cheap goal right at the end of the half.
I agree. First of all, Zardes is 32 years old. He hasn't scored a goal in an entire year.
Yeah,
before that.
He hasn't scored since... Oh, by the way, these were his first 2 goals of the season, both on us. That's great. And yeah, he hasn't scored since like July of last year.
Yeah, so people were... Austin themselves were just like, why are we paying millions for this guy? He's garbage.
I think they were all shocked. Like, I forgot. I think I saw a meme like, oh, we didn't know your game or something like that.
Yeah. So, like, they were unhappy with Zardes. I think 2 things happened there. I think Micha could have... So, it was a cross to Zardes, and there was a header.
Yeah.
And I think Micha could have stayed closer to that guy so he couldn't get the cross in.
Yeah.
And I think Tani just didn't stay in front of Zardes.
Yeah.
It felt like he was ball watching, and if, I think if we would have had Burke Risa in there, that might have been a little different.
Yeah, so I mentioned that online. I was like, hey, look... This feels like a goal that was given up by 2 of our backups, basically. Micha and Risa being injured.
Yeah.
Somebody on Instagram did say, like, the winger should have tracked back, which there's some fairness to that. But I still felt like Micha could have played him tighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get to him a little closer. Even if there's not a winger tracking back like they should have, play him tighter. Like, what do you have to lose at this point?
Yeah.
Like, you're giving him an easy cross, and then Tani's not marking his guy. Like, you should know where this guy is to clear it from the box.
Yeah, agreed. And I think we saw the clip right before we started recording, and like Micha had no one else to guard, so he could have played tighter on that winger.
Yeah.
And so I think agreed. I think Micha still is struggling a little defensively, and I think you saw. Although he had some great tackles this game, I think he suffered at that moment.
Dude, he had a couple crosses that by accident went in. That was insane, bro.
Almost went in. Hit the crossbar.
By the way, these announcers were terrible. I don't know if you heard them.
Yes.
But bro, they were so bad.
Yes.
Bro, they were like calling Micha Parks, Wolf. I didn't know who had the ball half the time because they were confusing the shit. I'm like, that was Parks? No way, really? I was so confused, bro. So then we go into the half, and Kevin O'Toole does not come out.
Yes.
It is Justin Hack.
Yes. Because what we learned was McFarlane got an injury on Friday. I don't think he was on the injury list, by the way.
Bro, our injury list is the loosest injury list ever. they made rules because of that, bro.
I know. So he wasn't on the injury list. So
But he was on the bench?
No, he wasn't on the bench.
Oh, okay, he wasn't on the bench.
I don't think so. Anyways,
No, he wasn't.
ended up getting an injury. So he got an muscle injury also Friday. So our backup was Hack. What did you think of that substitution?
There's nobody else.
You know what though? I disagree.
Oh, put Hannes Wolf back there.
Hannes Wolf back there. My thought. I know it's crazy because he hasn't played left back for this team, but the man's unbelievable. And Hack struggled a bit. He struggled a bit. He had some opportunities,
That's
though.
what I'm saying. He actually had some good opportunities. I honestly thought we were gonna see a Hack second goal. I was like, yo, this guy Hack is crazy, bro.
But imagine if Wolf was in those same positions. We might have scored some of those, bro.
True.
And he played the position in the past, and I'm like, okay, I understand. How much time has Hack gotten back on left back? How much time does he have? Would it be that crazy when you're down? I guess we weren't down at that point.
We weren't down at that. Yeah, exactly.
We were tied.
That's why I don't hate it that much, because Hack is more of a defensive player. Hannes is not. Granted, our backs do push up, and they become offensive. They become a key part of our offense. But
I felt like it would have been an opportune time to put Hack back at left, bring in Ojeda, and maybe bring Talles Magno, and maybe switch back to a 4-3-3 something. 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1, yes. That's what I thought. That's where I thought we were going. We bring in Hack because of injury. Hack wasn't bad, but I felt like he did end up giving up that second goal. A combination of him and Tani, right? So Hack goes for the tackle, does not get it. Then Tani doesn't know whether to play the midfield or go after the guy that Hack has now let go.
Yeah.
And so he makes the wrong decision, goes after the guy on the left, on his left, and then they pass it to Zardes, and Zardes scores a second goal.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree, and I think it all goes back to like kind of these substitutions just didn't feel like they were necessarily making the team better. But I will say the only other option you could have really had out there, if we look at the bench, well, you had Julian too, and Julian's been a dangerous player. Is Talles Magno though?
Yeah. Also, so what happens? So it's 1-1. They score a second goal. It's 2-1. Now we really need to score, right? We can't play for the draw anymore. Hack might have been, all right, well, we're going to play for the draw. We're away. We suck away. We're tired, right? I didn't know we were going to win this game anyways, even prior to this, because I'm saying it's a Wednesday. We just played Wednesday.
And Austin didn't play on Wednesday.
Exactly. So we were already a tired team. We didn't have the depth that we typically have because of Malachi Jones. So it's like, okay, cool. I get it. I get that we might not win this game. I had that expectation in my mind. But now we're down 2-1. Now we can do whatever we want. He brings in takes out Alonso Martinez for Munsef Bakra. Okay, cool. Then he brings in Hovan? What? My man has not shown anything this entire year. Talles Magno is the best player in practice. Give me something. Like, I don't get how you put in two guys who play the same position together. And I thought that was a terrible substitution.
I think the idea is having like a double striker. You got two guys who are natural scorers, which both of them.
Which one of those have been naturally scoring for us?
No, none of them have been natural scorers, obviously, but they have the title striker in their bio. They lied on their resume, all right, bro?
Their LinkedIn says, I'm so proud to be a striker for NYCFC.
It's like they have a bunch of description, but it doesn't say how many goals they score because they can't talk about that. They're using keywords to get hired. It was a weird game. But are you pessimistic about this team after that? I don't know why I don't feel as pessimistic, and I feel like it's because we're a depleted squad, or we were a depleted squad this game. So I don't feel like this is dire jeopardy. I honestly feel like we're different on the road to the point that I feel comfortable, like we can still get results on the road. I don't think we're as poor as we were last season, and I feel like we're always still fighting to get back in the game versus last season it felt like we had no shot at any point during away games.
I agree with you. Like I said, I did not have the expectation for us to win this game. I'm more upset about the substitutions that were made, less upset about the result. And I think, people don't want to consider this because it helps validate their point. But playing a game on Wednesday while the other team didn't, I think is something to consider. It is not an excuse. It is something that did happen that affects the team.
Yeah.
And there were injuries. Right, there was a Tavon Gray injury. We didn't have Burke Risa. So I say we can't go, oh, we lost this Austin game, so we suck on the road. We've won games on the road this year, and we didn't have our squad. We didn't have Burke Risa. We didn't have Tavon Gray. We didn't have Maxey. We don't have Malachi Jones.
We don't have Kevin O'Toole.
We didn't have Kevin O'Toole.
But,
that man is exhausted.
That's like a real big selling. Like, we need a left back. Like, that's got to be who we sign. Like, if there's any position that needs to be signed, it's left back. Kevin O'Toole is on an island by himself there. Christian McFarland, this guy gets injured from sneezing. I don't know why. I feel like every time they talk about him, he's injured. And, like, he's not even that great. Like, we've seen him in Open Cup games. He's not the most talented player that everybody makes him sound to be.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Like, that's a real big concern.
Yeah.
And you need some depth at left back.
Yeah.
Especially if you're saying Hannes Wolf can't play left back.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if Justin Hack's not that guy for left back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We need to reassure that left back. And even center back a little. Like,
yeah, exactly. That
like
Burke
Risa
goes out, and
I know Tana is supposed to be the replacement there, but I felt like Tana struggled. He did have a good game against Montreal.
He
though,
did. But Montreal's trash.
I mean, Austin's pretty trash, true.
They're not that bad.
Yeah.
They have Drusy, they have Zardes, they have Stuver. It's a good team.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah, one last thing. I feel like I trash talk Santi all the time, but it's not because I don't like Santi. It's because I feel like I have a higher expectation for Santi because he's a DP signing, because he's our superstar. I felt like Santi pulled another Santi, man, like old school Santi. My man was falling for the pressure. He kept running into plays. Also, there was a few times we were in transition where Alonso Martinez, Hans Wolf, they were all making plays, and Santi slowed down the game. And I was like, what are you doing, Santi? Like,
You're crazy, bro.
I know, bro. I felt like Santi, I don't know what he was rated, you check, but I felt like I felt like Santi hurt the game at times by slowing it down at the wrong times.
No, you know where this
was
gets me frustrated? When I felt like Santi should have got rest last game. Was it the last game that I was getting annoyed that he wasn't getting rest towards the end of the game?
because he was still playing at
like the 90th. And I'm like, dude, this is... yes, and it was because Maxey got injured. And in the middle of last game, I'm like, yo, bro, we got to get Santi out of here.
Yes.
He's exhausted.
Yeah.
This guy plays all the minutes. He touches the ball 90% of the game.
Yes.
Like, he's going to be tired. And Santi was having a tremendous first half. Do you not remember how he got his ninja hat or ninja thing? Bro crossed like 7 guys to get to that point. Talk to your mic.
Nah, I have nothing to say right now. I'm listening to you.
But yo,
I'm bending back. Finish your point.
All right. Danny wants to buy a new mic, and I'm not letting him. So I'm making him start talking in the mic like a person should be doing. Why did I lost my... It was a
you
great
said
point.
Santi had a great game. No. After Santi got injured...
He had an 8.2, by the way. He had a tremendous game.
After
Santi
Santi got injured, I thought Santi fell asleep at the game.
Santi got injured?
Santi got injured, right? He got the wrapped.
Oh,
My
yes.
man bled like crazy.
Karate Kid.
I love... Did you see the... Blue Balls posted it, aren't they? The movie where you can't see...
Oh, the Sandra Bullock movie.
The Sandra Bullock movie. I thought that was so funny. He did look a little bit like Sandra Bullock.
It's hilarious because I don't know how that guy saw, though. Yo, he wore that thing so tight to it. I want to know where the cut was.
Yeah,
because it has to be like right near his eye. I don't know who wears it that tight, bro. Dude couldn't see nothing.
Maybe that's why he kept slowing down the game and messing it up for us, bro.
Word, bro. You giving this guy mad slack. He couldn't see, bro.
Maybe they should bring a Talles Magno. Point goes back. I want to see Talles Magno out there, okay?
Ask Christian in the midweek press conference. Could Santi see through those blindfolds? Okay.
Okay.
Great transition from me.
Yeah.
So we're on the road, and we're gonna stay on the road.
We're on the road for a very long time, except for Leagues Cup. But we don't come back home for an MLS game until like August 24th.
Insane. The way the calendar worked out was terrible this year.
I know.
I mean, I think it's very key that we got those 3 away game wins, because I think this next stretch is going to be tough. But I think we still have to be like, they did their job, those 3 away games, and those weren't easy away games.
Yes.
So, like, at least we got ourselves in a great position. I think we're 3rd or 4th right now. And Miami just got whooped by Cincy, so that was fun to watch.
Yes.
Chicago Fire. We dominate these guys head to head. We got 11 wins to their 3 against us, and we have 6 draws. Chicago has been struggling. They've conceded. They're gonna give us a penalty, bro. They've conceded the most penalties this season with 7. I like that.
That is nice.
They haven't kept a clean sheet in 12 matches. I like that. And they're ranked 25th in goals scored per match. So we're gonna score on these guys, or we should score on these guys, even if it's on the road. We haven't lost to them in our last 5 meetings. We're 4 wins and 1 draw. And we've been dominating, bro.
Nice. And standings-wise, Chicago Fire is 13th place with 5 wins, 6 draws, 11 losses. So they're trash.
So we should beat them.
We should beat them.
Will we beat them? One thing we should mention is Shaqiri. Their DP. He played in the Euros and he got a goal. So shout out to him. MLS. We do it for MLS. But yeah, I think this is a game we should win.
I agree. I mean, it's away. As we know, MLS teams are notoriously bad for winning away, but we do have the squad. Although I think Burke Risa might still be out. And so if Burke Risa's out, you got Shaqiri, who's a beast. He plays 10, right?
Yeah.
I think he plays a 10. We have Shaqiri, who is a beast, playing.
I wonder if he's going to be back,
them.
though.
I mean, Switzerland's been out of the Euros for a minute, haven't they?
They have been.
Did they?
No, I think they recently got out.
They weren't the ones who played Turkey, right? No.
No, they played on England, I think.
Yes. Yeah, so he might be back. I mean, yeah, he should be back. It's been a week of rest.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. But I don't think it's gonna be I think if we win, we gotta score goals, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know if we're gonna need a clean sheet against this team.
Well, we never get clean sheets, regardless. Whatever team it is. It's so crazy how little clean sheets we get.
I think we have 4 clean sheets this season. 4 or 5 max, but I think it's 4.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy to have the second best goalkeeper in the league with minimal clean sheets.
Yeah, it's insane, dude.
And really, it should even be worse. But Freese has been so good that we've been able to get those.
What would you say is your starting 11? If
Talles Magno. No. I think. I mean, because of injury, we don't know if Tavon Gray is still out. Hopefully Tavon Gray's back.
Yeah, we don't have any update on Tavon.
So I would say Freese, Tavon, Thiago Martins, Tani because we have to. O'Toole, hopefully he's back. Hopefully. Parks, Sands. I would do Wolf, Santi, Ojeda, and Alonso Martinez.
So Ojeda, because he didn't put Ojeda. He didn't start him last game.
Yeah, he didn't have any left wing.
Very true.
Or Talles Magno instead of Ojeda. But I like Talles Magno. I mean, I like Ojeda, honestly. I think Talles Magno's... I want to see him play, but I do think that Ojeda and Malachi Jones are able to bring that deep threat speed. And that's those are only 2 players who have that type of speed. And it's something that this team kind of lacks. Alonso Martinez is a little fast, though. A little fast and a little deadly. Yeah. I thought he had multiple opportunities where I'm like, wow, Alonso Martinez is the real deal. I hope he's striker for the rest of the season.
I mean, at this rate, he for sure is striker for the rest of the season. Yo, his goals per 90 minutes is I think above Messi. That's how good he's doing right now with his chances or his minutes.
Although he messed it up this week with the Austin game.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay though. But he's been unbelievable when he gets time. So we keep playing him. He just has. Is he the perfect striker? No, but he has the finishing touch that neither of the other 2 strikers have.
Which Munsa did show flashes in the game prior to Montreal, where he scored that beauty and he nutmegged the player. It was nice.
Yeah.
If only he could be more consistent with it.
Yeah, I know.
What's your final score prediction? Oh, did we get betting lines for this?
So we do have betting lines. with Chicago Fire is a plus 130 for the win, plus 250 for the draw. We're at plus 190 for the W. What I want to take is the tie no bet, which means that if we tie, you don't lose, you get your money back. But if we win, then we win, and that's a plus 116. I think that's good. I think that's good money for it. So I would take the tie no bet.
Nice.
And I'll bet $50 on that. And in my opinion, hopefully we win 2-1. Realistically, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I hope it's a 1-1 draw. I hope we don't lose, man. So, but actually, I think we should beat this team. So I'm going to go with the 2-1.
I'll go both teams to score. I don't know the lines on that, but both teams to score because it just happens every time we go on the road.
That's true. And we have a depleted back line potentially.
Yep.
That's a good point.
So whatever that is, $25 because I have to re-up my account. Yo, we stopped keeping track. We're slacking.
We're 2 games behind. We'll be back next week.
Yeah, freaking Euros killed me, bro. England is trash, bro.
You should have just kept betting on Colombia.
I know I should have, but they got mad expensive because everybody was like, Colombia's beastly. It was like minus 350. I'm like, this is soccer, bro. You can't give me those odds. That's crazy. So I went with England, and they keep winning, but they win in extra time or penalty kicks, and it doesn't help me at all.
I know. You got to get that time. No bet.
Soccer's the worst with that shit.
I know. It's crazy.
Any final words?
Nope. Nope. I got nothing. You got something?
Let's go Colombia.
Let's go Colombia.
By our next episode, we should know who the Copa America winner is.
No.
Yeah, the final should be next Sunday. We're not going to have an episode. We probably won't have an episode. We'll know who the next World Cup winner is by our next episode. All right, y'all.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
Peace.
Peace.